Okay, this is my week 2 video for the FTM UK collab channel, and this week it's about coming out. Just before I start, this is my friend Sophia, who was just here, so I just thought she could feature in my video and
for no real reason.
Yeah, prompt me if I miss stuff out or something. I don't know, she's just here. Okay, so I came out probably not that long ago, about 6-7 months ago. The first person I came out to was a friend of mine who goes to my school and had actually basically introduced me to the idea of being trans first. Apparently she worked out a couple of times after she met me. I mean, obviously she didn't know 100%, but she seemed to think I was. Can't think why, really. Anyway, so yeah, I ended up coming out to her, and I sort of basically said it like, "Can you call me Sam, okay?" And she was sort of like, "Okay then," and she just really took it in her stride, because I mean, she knew I was trans anyway, so she was just waiting for me to tell her. So that was fine, because I knew that she would be alright with it, and after that I didn't tell anyone for a long time. And who else did I tell? I came out to my friends, quite a few of them, and I originally started doing that by MSN, because it's easier when they're not there, so they can think about their responses, whereas, you know, if you're right in front of them, they don't know what to do a lot of the time. And also, it's just because I don't have to be with them, so I can just go if I need to, that sort of thing. I just find it easier to tell people awkward things. It's bad, but I do. Yeah, so that was alright, and I think I told you over MSN.
Yes,
yeah.
You did.
Basically, I made a new MSN for Sam, and yeah, so I pretty much came out to people like that, and it was like, yeah, I'm a boy, and they were like, right. But yeah, again, I kind of only added people who I knew would be okay with it, so again, I hadn't really come out to anyone awkward at that point. Parents, I was absolutely terrified about doing. I mean, coming out to anyone is really, really scary, because you're just terrified of rejection and that kind of thing, and because, you know, people don't understand, because it's not really a widely talked about topic. All you get is because of M2F trannies in the media who are some kind of comical subject. That's the phone if you can hear it, but I'm not going to answer it. Yeah, so it was really scary, but when I was coming out to my parents, basically what I did is I wrote my mum a letter about a page long, saying, you know, it's an important thing I need to tell you, it's that I'm transgendered, so I actually identify as a guy within a girl's body. You know, I don't expect you to understand or to call me your son right now, but I'd just appreciate it if you'd call me your child as opposed to your daughter. And she was, I basically left it on the kitchen surface. What? I didn't know what to do. I always do coming out by letter, I'm sorry. So, yeah, I left it on the kitchen surface, and then went back upstairs and kind of was bricking it for the next half hour until she went from her study into the kitchen, and then I heard her go into the kitchen, and I knew she must have found the letter, and then I was just sitting in my room for 10 minutes, like, and then she came upstairs, and, like, it was really amusing. Rather than talking about me, she talked about how she was annoyed that I wasn't a girl. Which is good in the sense that, you know, she was happy that I was a boy. I mean, she accepted that I was a boy, but at the same time it was a bit like, what? She was like, oh, you were never graceful in your skirts. And then walked out again, basically. And I was like, all right then.
Oh dear.
My dad, again, was a letter about a month later, which I sent to him through the post, because he doesn't live here. And again, he took that all right. I think I've been lucky with my parents. I mean, my dad is less accepting of it. My dad would rather I stayed a woman, whereas my mum is quite happy for me to be her son. Yeah, that's alright. When I properly came out to people at school, basically I never really knew how to do it. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's a complicated issue. How do you say it? I mean, if you sit there and say I'm transgender, blah 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 blah, they won't really understand. So basically I just came up to people and said, I'm a boy, and they were like, we know. And I was like, no, I know there's a joke that I'm a boy, but I actually am a boy. And they were like, we know. I was like, so you're alright with calling me Sam then? Yes. And he, yes. So that was alright, because a lot of people seem to know already. Some people didn't take it so well. Those are the people who don't really think about that kind of stuff because they don't expect it in the slightest. Often they don't, because it's something complete. When people are thrown into new situations,
it's not something that's really broadcasted very much.
So I think that is a problem with coming out, because people get thrown into new situations, and so yeah. So when I told some people, the common response I think with people who didn't like it was, "Oh, I'm not going to accept this." That's what they actually said to me. You know, they were like, "I'm not accepting that." And I was like, "Well, what else are you going to do?" And they're like, "No, I'm going to call you birth name, and I'm going to call you she." And I was like, "No, you're not." And basically it was like, "Yes I am," "No you're not," "Yes I am," "No you're not," "Fine." People who really don't like it pretty much avoid birth naming and pronouncing me now, and just they're okay with calling me Sam, because the shortened version of Samuel, you know, Sam is gender neutral, so they're okay with that, and they just avoid pronouns, but they suck. Yeah, coming out is freaking terrifying, but it does get a lot easier after you've done it the first time. So, I mean, after I told a couple of people at school, it then got easier to tell more people, because I was already used to saying it to people and used to the sort of the nerves, you know, when I was expecting their response and that kind of thing. And once you've got the support of a couple of people, it feels a lot better to do, because you know that even if this person you're coming out to rejects you, you've got these people behind you, and also these people are going to, like, beat their face in. So, yeah. If I was suggesting stuff for other people coming out, I think I'd probably tell them, come out to somebody the person who you think is most likely to take it well first, because if you come out to someone and they really don't take it well, it's probably quite likely to make you really terrified about doing it again. That's really not good. So, I mean, I was really lucky with that friend of mine who was totally fine with trans people, and I knew she was. But, yeah,